Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ricky's Guide to DW20. This is episode number 9. It's going to be another quick one. We will have some longer ones coming, trust me, when we get to the more complicated setups. But this episode is going to be all about the Brine towers in both the nuclear base and the overworld, as you can see here. So let's get to it. So first off, there's 24 towers in the overworld and 24 towers in the nuclear base. There's 2 towers here for lithium. Oh, these ones tend to cut out right here. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's on the corner of a chunk. That's what Bastard thinks. But it's not that big of a deal. And these are 18 blocks tall, which is the max height in Mechanism currently, and as it's always been. It'd be interesting for him to implement a way to make it bigger, like maybe like similar to how they do these tanks. But I don't know. That's not my call, is it? And then we have quantum entangled porters here, which provide power to these resistive heaters, and there's one of these for each of these setups with the resistive heaters, which helps get the heat higher, which is right here, which in theory makes it produce faster. We could probably put more on there if we to get it higher and produce it faster. That's my understanding. And these don't use very much power, and you can't upgrade them either. It's just you put them there and on a valve, and then it adds heat to each tower. And there's 2 of those for each. And I'm using world spikes to load this area. World spikes are pretty cheap, and they cover 3x3 chunks of area, which they're good for setups where you're not going to be there permanently. Or in this case, the mod here, as you can see, that allows us to load things. As you can see, we've had about 2 months on here. It has a limited amount of force loaded chunks, and I'm pretty much there. I don't know, and it's just easier to throw those down. Alright, and now we have these tanks here, one for brine and one for liquid lithium. And these are 6 by 6 by 12 long, and they each hold 138,600 buckets in total. We go all the way down here. Now what's going on here? It's pretty simple. So first thing I want to mention, this was how I was getting water initially, but now that's paled into insignificance. These hydro pumps are good if you don't have access to ME Infinity Water Cell, which is very cheap when you get to any early to mid game, and that allows you to extract infinite water from your AE system. Of course, you need extended AE for that. And we're running AE here, applied energy 6, so we can store all the liquids here. As you can see, lithium and in the brine, 138,000 buckets. And each of these is pretty simple. So we have the brine outputting into the tank up here. You don't need this many valves, but it looks pretty cool when the tank's empty and filling up. There's like 8 streams or whatever. Maybe this would be a better example. So we have 3 valves. One you put water in, or for lithium you would put brine in. And then one going out into an entangled porter, which would lead to either this one here or this one there, depending on what you're producing. And yeah, it just in and out produces it. stores it. And this is one of my favorite aesthetic builds I have made. Looks like there's some holes right here. That's not the best thing. But yeah, it's one of my favorite builds I've done. This has expanded over time, and I've had to chop down a lot of things. Like there's this village used to continue here. These solar panels aren't necessary, but why not? At the very least, they're aesthetically pleasing. They make the towers look less boring. But that adds to the heat. You could just do resistive heaters, by my understanding. Now we're gonna go to the nuclear base and talk about that one. There's not a lot of differences, but same concept really. So here we are. So first things first, there's 24 towers here. And I did it in a kind of a weird pattern here because I have these two reactors here, which I need to deal with. This power cell is full now, which is good. We have bigger tanks, a lot bigger tanks. They're about twice as the size. Each of them hold 255,000 buckets of brine or lithium, which we're using in this base here. No, I don't share these materials between worlds. This is for this base, and the other one's for the overworld. And it's the same setup, pretty much, except for I have double the amount of resistive heaters, and it has a higher temperature. Each of these, same thing. You output into the entangle porter, which goes to the tank. Same thing. You have world spikes, and also have water being inputted from underneath. So it's a pretty clean setup. And this is also outrageous, isn't it? You don't need this many quantum entangle porters. It's very much a waste. This was a later game project. Okay. But these are very big tanks. I could make them even bigger, but I don't really need to. Again, I did multiple here because it looks cool when it's filling up. But this will never be empty again, I'm sure. And we're powering this with an advanced solar panel, which we showed in earlier videos, I believe. Yeah, so that's the whole brine system. It's very simple. There might even be more. 5 by 4. No, same amount. It just looks bigger. But yeah, I've considered increasing the size of the setup in the overworld again. But maybe I won't. I'm not sure about yet. Because we were running out a couple of times, but not anymore. That's not an issue. So yeah, that's how we've automated our brine towers. Simple but effective method of producing brine and lithium. It would be interesting to see these be used for more materials in the future of Mechanism, but I don't know what they have planned with that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.